Now we're about to play the video for the new single, Some Candy Talking, which has aroused yet more Jesus and Mary chain controversy because some people have said that it's about heroin. Is it true?
Is it about heroin? No, it's not about heroin. I mean, we've said that about 100 times, it isn't, but nobody really wants to listen.
What led people to believe it was in the first place?
Well, we're being told really that candy's another word for heroin. I mean, I suppose it is, but I mean, so what?
It's actually an archaic word for heroin. It's a word that was used in the 50s by beatniks, and that is fairly ridiculous.
So what we're to take from that is that 50s beatniks will be outraged by this record.
Do you feel picked upon?
We do, but I mean, it's not just us. There are other groups that are picked upon. It's what we were talking about earlier on. Some groups just don't seem to fit in with the current sort of pop climate. We're one of them.
What do you set out to achieve in your music?
I mean, that's hard.
Well, I mean, like, to simplify everything, you try to write the best song possible, and that's half the work done. You go into a recording studio and you try and make it the best record possible, and that's it simplified. And in between that and all around it, there's the business. There's the record sleeve, there's the interviews, and basically the product, the record.
Satisfaction that you get from the product, probably.
We just try and make everything as pure as possible, if you can understand that.
And the satisfaction you get from doing that, if you make something like, I mean, we get the knowledge, we almost single-handedly, like, between us made Psycho Candy. Do you know, that's wonderful, because I know that you're going to walk into a record shop in 20 years' time, and that's going to be there. And it's always going to be there. It's like, maybe I'm being too big-headed, I don't know, but I think we've made a classic LP, no matter what happens now. We've offered that to pop music. Whether it was a huge big hit in 1985, 86 or not, doesn't matter. Long-term wise, it'll be a big seller, and I think it will influence a lot of people to make more music. So we've got that, we've achieved that. The satisfaction in knowing that I think we've influenced a lot of people.
It's certainly attracted some fervent praise from critics and so on. For people who don't like the Jesus and Mary chains music or find it difficult to sort of get to grips with, I mean, why do you think that's because it's dressed in a sort of slightly unapproachable way? I mean, like your use of noise and things like that, or is it the feeling inside it that they don't like? It's not cheerful, is it?
I don't know. I think it can be cheerful. It depends what your idea of cheerful is. I think Just Like Honey's a cheerful song, don't you?
Well, I like it.
Well, I think it's cheerful. Well, I think all of our records are cheerful, put it that way. If I wasn't in this group, I'd love us. I mean, that's all I can say. As far as the noise is concerned, I think that does put people off, but you can't let that put you off making it. If that's what you feel like you've got to do, if that's your idea of the perfect record, you've got to go ahead with it. As soon as you start to think, well, people aren't going to like this, you're finished. At least artistically you are anyway. I think the artistic value of the Jesus and Mary chain is something that I think is very dear. I mean, it's easy to make pop records. It's difficult to make one that artistically is, how could I put it? How could you put it?
Pure.
Pure. I don't know, maybe because it's our group, we maybe see it distorted. Maybe it's rubbish, I don't know, but time will tell.
Now, the material that you've so far released and your videos have a sort of, I don't know, a common theme or a very identifiable Jesus and Mary chain, identity to them. Are you going to have to change or diversify a lot if you're going to be a big, long-lasting group?
Yeah. I think the music's changed, don't you?
But yes and no. I mean, have Dire Straits changed since 1977?
Not nearly enough.
I don't think so, but I mean, they seem to get they're the most popular group in the world. But I think we will change. I mean, the second LP will sound a hell of a lot different from Psycho Candy, mainly because the songs are different type of songs.
Will that noise element be gone or reduced? Or
I think it will be reduced, but that's basically because it's something you kind of grow out of, or you just get fed up with doing it. And
it's like, you can't win. It's like, if you've got the noise, people say, well, they're never going to change. And if you do away with the noise, people say, oh, they've sold out or whatever. I think we're always going to have that kind of noise, but I think it's going to be a different type of noise, kind of more built upon. I mean, if you listen to our first records and you listen to, say, for instance, the B-side, one of the B-sides of the new record, Hit, it's still noise, but it's a lot different. It is change. You can use noise in a lot of different ways. We do like noise, and I think I'd like to continue to use noise, like, if possible, forever, but there you go.
can you see yourselves playing stadiums in a few years' time?
well,
I don't see any reason why not, actually.
that's what I was going to say. It sounds fairly ridiculous to say it now, but people asked us when we made our first single, can you see yourself making a second single? That sort of thing.
Plus, I remember when we done our first lot of interviews, when we had our first records out, we were saying things like we wanted to play football stadiums, and people thought, oh, isn't that a laugh, you know? It's like, but we meant it. It's like, if you're good enough, why not? And plus, there's something extremely unnatural about a group like us playing in a football stadium. I would laugh my head off, you know. I think it'd be really funny, and it'd be good fun. I'd do it.